step up to the plate. Not looking for casuals, looking for debate. Fluent versus chill versus everyone. Break it down till the best one wins. More fluent every time we talk, that's not ridiculous. Let us hear your thoughts walk.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Back in the building. Hey,
Fluent versus chill versus everyone is back in the building.
For $2 million, you should build that space in your house, Fluent. You know that virtually.
I have that space. I have that space in my house.
Hey, okay. Build it up.
You guys just have to figure out how to get here from all over the world. Oh, Fluent versus chill versus hey, what's this?
Today's Ash Wednesday. The Catholic Church celebrates. It's the first day of Lent. So yeah.
Oh, do you have to give something up for Lent?
That's the tradition. Yes. Yeah. So
are you giving up anything?
I am. Yeah. This I've been very bad the past few weeks. I've been treating myself a little too much to take out food. So that's what I'm gonna do during
chill out on the Popeyes. Chill out on the Popeyes.
All right.
Relax.
Relax. Is there a Raising Cane's? Is there a Raising Cane's near you? Because I don't know that I can give that up.
Near me, I don't think so. I went to one. I went to the one in the city around Christmas time, but no, I don't know if there's one near me, but there might be one near my girlfriend who's like an hour away.
Oh boy. I heard a joke once upon a time that someone was a kid, little Johnny, was asked, "What's he giving up for Lent?" And he said, "Religion." And it did not go over well.
Yeah, that's not something you want to tell the people.
It was pretty. I thought it was pretty clever. I thought it was pretty clever.
That is a good one. I'll give it that. That is a good one.
I thought it was clever. As you can see, I am not home. So I hope you guys can hear me okay. If anything should happen with my internet connection, please just go on without me. Chill, I understand you and I are fighting today.
We fight every day, just so you know. And we fight like brothers. Like we don't fight like real foes. We fight like brothers.
Because we are brothers.
We fight like brothers. So absolutely. Yeah.
I can't wait for Jalen's first topic. Is Michael Jordan appropriately touching young boys?
Apparently you can't take some ice out of a kid's shirt without being accused you on a list. You know what I mean? It's wild times out here, man.
Crazy.
It's
as fast as people made that connection. Like he touches the back. Jordan's on the Epstein list. It's just nuts. Like
I mean,
we're clearly very sensitive right now.
Cole, do you really of all the stuff that you've ever heard about Jordan, and as far back as you go with Jordan, and the class guy that he's been, you really think he's that stupid?
Okay, so what he did was stupid, though. Even though I don't think he did anything, it looked bad. So I think, but I also think he's 63 years old. It was his birthday. His team had just won a NASCAR race, and he was just like, it wasn't anything. It's just interesting.
It looked bad if like you're a weirdo though. Like there's no way you can see Michael Jordan with that context and think bad. You know what I mean? It's that part right there. Unless like your mind is really somewhere else.
That's exactly what I was.
Listen, the fact that people came out and said now he's not the GOAT. Like, okay, so you're looking for something ridiculous to try and talk about something that has absolutely, nothing to do. You know what I mean? Like the two things aren't connected.
Well, you already think that anyway. If you think that if you think that what you just saw absolves me, completely just takes me out of any sort of all-time great conversation, yeah, you already felt that way anyway.
Yeah.
Well, but no. If you think about it, though, and I'm cognizant of time, so we will get to our first topic. But if you think about Karl Malone, probably doesn't get held in as high regard as he should because of what happened when he was in college with that young girl. OJ Simpson, OJ did it. OJ doesn't get, I think, anywhere near. Just remember, he rushed for 2,000 yards in a 14-game season.
College go.
No one has ever done it since, and no one will do it again. And because of that, like, again, don't get me wrong, what it was egregious, but people can't separate the two things. It's not like, like, it's interesting not to, but like, for example, LeBron's accusations or PEDs that actually affect the game. The other things don't. If any of those things are true, that's the worst one of the bunch. If you actually think about it, that's the worst for the game of the bunch. But anyways, that's not what we're here to do. We're here to debate. I feel like the guy with the glowing headphones should go first because he's got glowing headphones.
Yes.
Hey, jealousy is an awful look. Okay, I'm just saying.
Hey, man,
it's not jealousy. I'm 100%
feed the hate.
I'm envious.
Feed it.
I like it. I like it.
Yeah, heck yeah.
I love it.
Well, I mean, I would definitely start us off. It depends on how topical y'all want to be. Do we want to hit some current events, or are we going back in time?
We're talking about what you want to talk about. You are
All right, we're going.
You are the guy.
All right, guys. Well, I hope you enjoyed the All-Star game. I certainly enjoyed the All-Star game. I thought it was a lot of competitive fire. Being the fact that we're close to the All-Star game, though, that means that the biggest part of the season has ended. Now that part of the season has ended, I want to know from you two, who is your, as of now, MVP? And I want Chilltown to argue for SGA, and I want Fluent to argue for Jaylen Brown.
Okay.
All righty. So I'm going to argue for SGA, which I got no problem doing that. So the Oklahoma City Thunder, they just fell out of the top of the West, not just the Western Conference. They just relinquished the best record in the league, and that was because of the Detroit Pistons. But it was largely due to SGA going out of the lineup. And when you talk about MVP, I think about the most valuable player. I think about the most valuable player to your team's success. Now, that's not necessarily the best player all the time, but it's the most valuable player to your team's success. And SGA, I don't think that there's a guy in the league who's been more valuable to his team's success than SGA. He leads the league. He currently leads the league in scoring. He's one of the best downhill guys in the league. In addition to him being one of the best downhill guys in the league, he is their primary ball handler. If you are looking for SGA to make mistakes when you're playing against them, then you're going to lose because he doesn't make a lot of mistakes, not just with the basketball, but off the basketball. You can't hunt him on defense because he's actually a really good screen navigator. He's good on the basketball. I think that gets thrown out off the strength that he, being as good as he is playing with a bunch of other defenders. He's playing with Alex Caruso. He's playing with Cason Wallace. He's playing with Lou Dort. He's playing with Chet Holmgren. So these guys are awesome defenders. So being the 5th or the 6th best defender on a team does not necessarily relinquish you from being a really good defender, because I think he really is a damn good defender. On top of his offensive responsibilities, they speed up the game a lot with their defense. And SGA is a huge part of that. Last season, this season in particular, he's played the majority of the games. In addition to him playing the majority of the games, the guys that haven't played, Hartenstein has been out of the lineup. In addition to Hartenstein being out of the lineup, Alex Caruso, arguably their best perimeter defender, he's been in and out of the lineup. J-Dub has been in and out of the lineup. And this team has still managed to be at the top of the Western Conference. And the reason why they have been at the top of the Western Conference, because they got the best player in the league spearheading them with his ability to get buckets, with his ability to run his team. I think he's one of the best swing passers. What I mean when I say a swing passer, Jalen, is I think about a guy who sees the game, plays ahead. So when the ball comes to him, when you see him fire it over to this guy, instead of him firing it in the passing lane, he'll throw the ball on the floor for a bounce pass because he knows that Cason Wallace is better shooting the basketball off the bounce. But he can't fire it in the passing lane. Why? Because somebody's already there. So he sees the game, plays ahead. Now, when I think about a league MVP, how much is this team going to falter if he's out of the lineup? Well, we don't really know that because we don't really know that as much because he doesn't falter. He's usually in the lineup more times than he's not. Unlike other guys like Joker, unlike other guys like Victor Wembanyama, who don't really play as much. SGA plays plenty. And because SGA plays plenty, I think this is one of the main reasons why they're at the top of the Western Conference and he's the best player in the league.
when we talk about MVP, you might not like it, but there are stats, there are narratives, there are storylines that, like it or not, go into the MVP conversation. And one of those things that people forget and don't mention is expectations. On the side of Jaylen Brown, you have a guy who lost what everyone would say is the best player on the team. The best player on the team is gone. Can you now step up and take this team? And the answer by everybody, including probably everybody sitting here, excluding maybe some Celtic fans, but all the professionals, all the experts, all the guys who know everything will tell you Boston was going to be a lottery team. They've lost their best player for the season. This season's going to tank. We didn't only lose Jason Tatum to injury, but our perimeter defender, our guy, the do everything guy, but most importantly, the perimeter defender is gone. Our big man, when healthy, our unicorn, gone. This team's going nowhere. So expectations are you can't win with this guy. What does he do? He takes Peyton Pritchard and Derek White, who are his number 2 and 3 scorers on the team, and says, I got you. 37-5 he averages, and takes a team that everyone expected to be garbage. They are second in the Eastern Conference, 35 wins. If he is not there, get rid of him. Now you're looking at a team that would have lost Tatum, Brown, Porzingis, and Holiday, among others. Where are they finishing? I think it's all clear, 10 wins. This guy is the most valuable team because luckily he hasn't been out of the lineup, but if he was, we all understand if your best player is Peyton Pritchard or Derek White, you are not winning games. In fact, we didn't think they were going to win games with him. So the fact that he's putting up ridiculous numbers, he's doing it like, I think he's 49%, 35 from 3, like he's doing it efficiently as well. This guy is by far the most valuable player because he has everything going from that you need to be an MVP, which is stats, narrative, expectations, and lesser teammates. No knock against them, but what has been the why OKC won? SGA is great, but they've got J-Dub, they've got Chet, they've got this, they've got those, they've got this. The deepest team in the league. The expectation was there. If he was out of the lineup, no one would expect them to completely drop off the face of the earth. Of course, they're not as good without him. That goes without saying. But Boston, without Jaylen Brown, this might be the most valuable player of all time.
It's interesting you mentioned that, Tone, about guys being out of the lineup because last season kind of spilled over to this season because last season I lose Hartenstein for 6 weeks. I lose Alex Caruso. Well, this season I lose Hartenstein again, and I lose Alex Caruso for a month. I lose J-Dub for almost 2 months. He's barely played the entire season. In fact, I lost him in the beginning of the season. With me losing him in the beginning of the season, we run off 24 out of 25 games with losing my second best player. And that's largely due to my best player being on the floor. With my best player being on the floor, we gotta compensate for that. Well, how do I compensate for that? His ability to distribute, his ability to get downhill and be more of a playmaker and be more of a distributor and be more of a bucket getter for the rest of his group. When I think about Cason Wallace being a jump shooter, that's largely due to SGA attracting the defense. He's only missed before the 3rd of February, which was a week before All-Star break. He'd only missed 2 games, and those 2 games were spread out over almost the course of a month. So I can't ever say that he's not been in the lineup. With him constantly being in the lineup, they always have a chance to win. With those other guys in the lineup, with those other guys out of the lineup, and SGA being a constant in the lineup, they have an opportunity to win. What I can't say about Jaylen Brown is those other guys being out of the lineup, even though they're new, they have been in the lineup, and he's been able to create that continuity. SGA has not been able to do that because those guys have been in and out of the lineup the entire season, yet they've still been at the top of the Western Conference, and that's why I think he's the league MVP.
The thing about championship teams is that if they stay together, you can lose your best player and still be very effective. right? Case in point, the Bulls win 3 in a row. Jordan's gone. They win 55 games the next season. The Toronto Raptors win a championship. Lose Kawhi Leonard and Danny Green. Replace them with no one. They actually win 50-plus games at a higher winning percentage, 73% versus 70% winning percentage. The next year. Championship teams have a certain pedigree that will allow them, if healthy and together, with the same coach, with the same system, to be successful. The Boston Celtics, literally, their team was gutted. And Jaylen Brown is the thing holding that team together. SGA is great. Don't get me wrong. Listen, good. The fact that this is the debate is because they both have an opportunity. But when we look at the supporting cast, and if you went down the line and said, okay, I got Cason Wallace, I got J-Dub, I got Chet, I got and I go down the list. And then I look at the Celtics roster. Okay, I got 90% of people will say, yeah, OKC's winning 9 out of 10 games. And it's not a debate. So the fact that there are, 2-3 games different in the win totals, Boston is, like I said, second in the Eastern Conference when they should have been 11th. All of that speaks to Jaylen Brown. That's why he's the most valuable player, because he adds the most value to his team in the most important column, which is wins and losses. And that's where the separator is. SGA is great. His team would still win games if he wasn't there. And that's the biggest difference. I think that was only supposed to be a minute. You might have given him extra time, but
2 minutes of that. Isn't it 2 minutes for the second one?
I thought it was a minute.
I thought it was 3-1. Yeah, it was 3-1-1. But that's okay.
It was 3 minutes for the first one and a minute for the last.
Okay, I could just wonder it was 2 minutes. That's okay.
All good. All good.
Yeah. They got their points off.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that was great. I think that you both did a solid job. Excellent work per usual. I'm gonna lean towards Fluent in this one. Not only with the Boston bias, I think you guys are going to go for that. It was his last point.
Know your audience. Know your audience.
Chill's out throwing the petition now. He's throwing the flag.
I'm so sorry. But
as you were saying, with his last point,
his last point actually sold me. I like that little tidbit that he was talking about, how when you remove the talent levels between both teams, basically on paper, I think that that's a solid point, that Boston is probably doing more with less right now.
Yeah. So, both you gave great points. So yeah, Chill addressed the injuries and the continuity of the lineup. So I definitely think that's a great argument for Shea. And obviously Brown has the entire no Tatum, no Holiday, no Porzingis. You didn't mention now Horford.
Oh yeah.
So,
Dominican Dirk. How could I forget?
So, all of them are great points. I will say, the comment section is lighting up. The one stat that Chilltown did not mention. That's technically the Celtics have a better net rating with him on the floor. I think that's a little flawed, but I definitely think it would have helped Chilltown's argument the most. So with that said, big picture wise, even though I would vote Shea as my MVP today, I will give the edge to Fluent here.
Yeah, I think in this one, I think Chill made good points about SGA really kind of controlling the floor. Like I said, getting guys like Cason Wallace, the ball in their spot, where they're most optimized. I don't think Cason Wallace and guys like that are individually great players. The reason why Fluent won this, I'll give it to Fluent, is the way he broke it down. He set up the plate with, how if expectations of a team, the expectation we all had for the Celtics, and it really kind of, brought it home with Jaylen Brown just changes the whole concept, right? Like I said, with Peyton Pritchard and Derek White, comparing him to, Chet Holmgren, J-Dub, and the boys that he has in OKC. So I do think he definitely kind of remember back in the day in school, they taught us introduction, three paragraph point, conclusion. He kind of broke it down like that, like
how you write an essay. Absolutely.
Exactly, right. Essay back in grade 3, they teaching us. He broke it down well. We'll give it to Fluent on this one.
The reason why I didn't bring up the the Jaylen Brown off the floor because he's not off the floor that much. Like he
This
plays.
is true.
That's why.
Very
That's why
true.
I think that
I was ready for those 6 minutes that he doesn't play or whatever.
Yeah,
4 minutes.
that really doesn't hold a lot of weight with me. I mean,
doesn't-
he comes out of the game for 3 minutes, then he's right back on the floor. Then he comes out of the game for 2 minutes, then he's right back on the floor. Like that really doesn't hold a lot of weight with me. The fact that, I mean, of the 48 minutes, he plays 34 of them. That's almost 3 of the 4 quarters that he's playing. Yeah. So he doesn't come off the floor very much. And when he does come off the floor, he doesn't come off the floor for long. And the net rating logic, I never got into that because, you know, per 100 possessions, I mean, how many teams, and when you're talking about 100 possessions, how many teams are really productive per 100 possessions? I'm thinking about what you're doing when you are on the floor. And when I talked about SGA and I talked about a guy averaging 31 a game, almost 32 a game, and getting everybody else involved while doing that, I thought that I put together a good argument. Clearly, I did not because you guys weren't moved.
I think you did. I think that was just a little bit better. Just like
I don't want to be.
I do have to ask you a quick question. Did you see? I saw that right before you came on this show. You were on TikTok.
Yep.
Did you see me in the comments saying you got a job to do? Get up.
No,
okay. I was like, you got a job to do. I said, get up TikTok, get over here right now.
I was looking at the clock. I was checking. I was looking at the clock, making sure that I had some time. Yes. I was not going to show up at 8:29. No, I wasn't going to do that.
Okay.
No.
Can you imagine if Jaylen Brown wins the MVP? He has a Finals MVP. The conversations with Brown versus Tatum, like it'll be when people just look at the rest.
No, it's over. There's no more conversation. If he wins MVP and Finals MVP, Tatum's the number 2. That's it. You can't.
Nonsense.
I can put together a compelling argument.
I'm not saying I agree.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I agree with it. I'm just telling you, that's what the narrative's going to be.
The narrative's for sure, 100%. Yeah.
I could put together a compelling argument for Jason Tatum. If this dude ends up winning the MVP and they win the NBA championship again without him, boy, I'm gonna be in a tight spot.
You're telling me, Joe. Come on.
It's gonna be hard for me to sell this.
Yeah.
It's gonna be hard.
I told you guys at the beginning of the season this was 94 Pippen. He's gonna have this great season. They're not gonna win the title, but he's having the MVP type season.
I do think people disrespect Derek White though. Like Derek White is really like that guy. Like he has games where he's 25, 5-5 playing elite defense. Like that's no joke.
Oh, I'm not even mine though. I'm not disrespecting Derek White. What I'm saying is like he's averaging. I think they both have their second and third scorers averaging like 17 a game.
Yeah, sounds about right.
But I think it's more of the, again, it goes to the expectations, right? Like if I told you Peyton Pritchard and Derek White are your 1-2 versus J-Dub and Chet, you're picking J-Dub and Chet, whether that's true or not, whether it works out statistically, blah, 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 all that stuff. You're still going with those two because the name recognition makes you think, that's going to be a better team.
Yeah. Yep. For sure.
I'm actually surprised that you didn't bring up that they won more games in the West, which is way more harder than the East. But that's where I was waiting. I was like, oh, he's going to kill. I thought he's going to kill me with that one.
I brought up the fact that they had the best record in the NBA.
Honestly, I'm not going to lie, Chill. I was hoping for more stats. The SGA, like SGA, 56% from the field.
He knows that guy.
Yeah.
I mean, I could bring in the numbers. I could talk about the fact that
I only knew the Toronto Raptor thing because I was just in a conversation about it earlier. So it was fresh. It was fresh in my mind.
You guys hear what Carmelo Anthony said though with the field goal percentage, purposely missed shots so you get a rebound because you know the other players are there, so you get an easier basket. I mean, hey, he made some sense there. I'm not gonna lie. Him and DeMarcus, he made some sense with the way they said that. I'm not gonna lie.
It's surprising that they both have field goal percentages that would, that's, I don't know.
We're not about to disrespect DeMarcus Cousins and Carmelo. Like, they wouldn't be top 10.
DeMarcus Cousins is like 46% from the field as a center.
And guess what? DeMarcus Cousins will be top 10 in the league today.
No, he would not be.
No,
he would not be.
He'd be top 10 in the league
You watch
today.
too many highlights, dude.
DeMarcus Cousins cooking.
Too many highlights, dude.
And winning 25 games a season.
Better than Jaylen Brown. You talking about who? Put DeMarcus Cousins? He's hard to say. Peak DeMarcus Cousins better than Jaylen Brown. But that's not
he's not.
What? That's ridiculous.
All right, save that for another debate. What we have is
you have literally never watched them play.
Jay Fernandez challenging me to Jason Tatum versus T-Mac, or Chris and Jalen, one of your topics. We can squeeze in another one, but if we want to do both, but
You can let him in.
You guys are in charge.
You know, to do that one, that's cool. Yeah, I was going to use T-Mac versus somebody else, but it's cool for a different question. But
okay,
yeah.
T-Mac.
All right.
He's coming up, right, Joe Fernandez?
T-Mac versus Tatum.
Yes, sir.
LFG.
I just need to do this.
There he is.
And then do this. Hey!
How's it going, guys?
And, hey, what's going
on? My topic is peak JT versus peak T-Mac. Fluent. I want to take T-Mac, but you can choose if you want.
Hey, this is what it is. It's you pick the topic, you you tell me. Whatever you want.
Okay.
So you want peak. So we got Tatum versus T-Mac. You're taking T-Mac?
Yeah, actually, do you think I could switch over to chill? Is that possible?
Absolutely, you can switch over to chill.
I don't know, man. I feel a little more comfortable debating chill on this than Fluent. I don't know why.
Because I just swept him. Because I just swept him.
I'll get Fluent later. I'm just one against chill. I'm 1-0 against chill. So I'm trying to change the record.
He's saying your light work, chill. He's saying your light work, chill.
Wait.
I'm throwing shade, chill.
So you're giving Chill Jason Tatum, and you're picking against Chill. Good luck.
100%. I'm giving Chill an easy way, and I'm still winning this debate. Watch.
You have 3 minutes. I'm setting the timer because since I'm not in the debate, I can do my job here. You have 3 minutes. You're starting because you're the guest, Jay. Make your case for
player by the way. So
yeah, make your case for Tracy McGrady. Go.
Okay, so the reason that I think that Tracy McGrady at his peak was significantly better than Jason Tatum is because I think that he was just much better at playing into his game than Jason Tatum is. We've seen multiple instances where Jason Tatum starts taking up significantly bad shots, particularly at that three-point line, shots that you just don't see Tracy McGrady take. Tracy McGrady was way better at shot selecting, playing into that mid-range spot, high elbow, high post type of shots, and keeping the three-point shots to just catch and pop threes, which, I mean, ended up translating to him having significantly more efficient numbers than Jason Tatum. I think T-Mac was also a much better defender than Jason Tatum was, just solely off the fact that he was a lot more athletic and he was a lot better laterally and was able to guard significantly more different positions than Jason Tatum was. I think that once you get into like postseason conversations, I think I concede that is Jason Tatum. But if we're talking about overall player, I think that T-Mac was a better one-on-one player. I think that T-Mac was probably the better rebounder. T-Mac was probably the better rebounder. I think that T-Mac was I think T-Mac was a better passer than JT was because I think it took a lot longer for Jason Tatum to just get to that level in terms of passer and playmaker. But like T-Mac coming into the game was a lot more advanced as a passer and playmaker than Jason Tatum was. Am I able to rescind my amount of time?
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, you're done. Okay,
I'll take it at that. How much time
chill. You were at 150, so you still had 1:10. So you can still you'll still have 1 more minute to rebuttal. Chill, go ahead. 3 minutes starts now.
Well, the first issue that I have is the fact that we're talking about peak Jason Tatum. We haven't seen peak Jason Tatum yet. So that's the first part. And the fact that we haven't seen peak Jason Tatum, he's still been better. So first team All-Pro for 4 straight years. You talk about Jason Tatum, you talk about Tracy McGrady being a better shot creator and field goal percentage being better. I don't know if you noticed, but the year that Tracy McGrady led the league in scoring, the second time he led the league in scoring, he shot 41% from the floor. That's the lowest of any scoring leader in the modern era. No scoring leader has shot 40% or 42% or below in the modern era. No one has done that. Now, when you want to talk about a distributor, you want to talk about a passer, you want to talk about a playmaker, you want to talk about a glass cleaner. Jason Tatum, I don't know if you noticed, but Jason Tatum led the Boston Celtics in points, rebounds, assists. He's their best distributor. Can I say that about Tracy McGrady? I'm not really sure if I can say that about Tracy McGrady. He was their best glass cleaner. Can I say that about Tracy McGrady? I'm not sure because he did play with Juwan Howard. He did play with a bunch of other bigs during that time. Jason Tatum, on the other hand, he is their best connected passer. He's their best swing passer. He is their best mismatch. He is their best one-on-one player. He is their best downhill guy. He is their best playmaker. He is their best bucket getter, and he's a lot more efficient. And it translates over to the postseason, and we've seen way more moments with him in the postseason than we've seen with Tracy McGrady. We saw Jason Tatum in 2023 when they were down 3-2, score 16 points in the fourth quarter when they were down, and then end up winning that game and go into game 7 where he dropped 51 on the Philadelphia 76ers to end the series. But that's before, that happened after he was first team All-Pro that year and was averaging 27 a game on really good efficiency. We also saw Jason Tatum in the postseason get busy in the NBA championship. That was before he was also first team All-Pro, shooting a better percentage than Tracy McGrady was during that season. With all of that being said, I think Tracy McGrady was a fine one-on-one player. I think he was a ridiculous athlete. But when you want to talk about an athlete, you want to talk about a defender in the switchable NBA that we play in today, Jason Tatum is a nightmare on the wing at 6'9", being able to get into passing lanes, being able to shoot gaps, which would explain why he was such a good rebounder, right? Because he was able not only to get in gaps, but he was also able to get to the glass and rebound amongst the trees. And we have such a wide open offense that we have today. The fact that he was able to get in there and track down loose balls like he was able to do. The fact that he was able to get in the gaps, like I already said, and get in the passing lane and steal a basketball and get out in transition. His stop and pop game was great, right? With all of this being said, Jason Tatum, we still haven't seen the best of him yet. We saw the best of Tracy McGrady, and it still wasn't good enough. When we saw we haven't even seen the best of Jason Tatum, and we've seen NBA championships. We've seen first team All-Pro. We've seen top 5 MVP finishes. We haven't seen that from Tracy McGrady.
Am I able to rebuttal?
You have 1 minute to rebuttal, starting now.
Okay. So, let's just start off with the first argument that Chill had brought up, which was points, rebounds, assists in the finals. That's a little disingenuous when we're talking about Jason Tatum, who, by the way, shot the worst in his career in that postseason performance. You want to sit here and comfortably say that Jason Tatum is this significantly better playoff performer, despite the fact that in the one championship they did win, he scored significantly worse than he did in the regular season. I just want to put something on everybody's mind that not only was Tracy McGrady a better scorer, rebounder, passer, and defender coming into the NBA, he not only was he better coming into the NBA, he reached his peak a lot faster than Jason Tatum did. Now, I did concede that, if we're going to talk about postseason, Jason Tatum is going to take that over Tracy McGrady, but I think that it's a little disingenuous to say that because Tracy McGrady had to deal with a lot of other things on the fact that he just didn't have a championship caliber team. Why did Tracy McGrady go play for Orlando? He said it himself. I want to go play there because of Grant Hill, and Grant Hill was not healthy for at least one of those playoff runs.
So number one, I did not talk about the NBA championship when he was their points leader, he was their rebound leader, and he was their assist leader. That was during the regular season. He did that. So that's number one. Number two, you brought up the idea of Tracy McGrady not being on the championship level team. Can you explain to the people why, if he was not on the championship level team, he had the defending NBA champion, he had the NBA champs in the chokehold up 3-1 and choked the league? Can you talk about that? You probably can't talk about that. But you know what you can talk about? You could talk about how good Tracy McGrady was as a bucket getter. When you talk about being more advanced than Jason Tatum coming into the league, so we're talking about a high school kid coming into the league as opposed to Jason Tatum, who played at Duke and played for Mike Krzyzewski. He was way more, and this is the same guy who helped take that Boston Celtic team to the Eastern Conference Championship that year, as a rook, by the way. As a rook, when none of us really thought that Boston Celtic team was able to get back there, right? They ended up getting back there. He wasn't even supposed to be starting. With him being able to start because Hayward got hurt and him stepping into the lineup, that made him even more viable. The idea of me being disingenuous about the points, rebounds, and assists, that's because it's a fact. It's not being disingenuous.
Time. All right. A lot to unpack there. I'll give my 2 cents at the end because I'm not judging. Judges will go left to right. I think I changed the order up. My apologies. So we're gonna go. If I can, I'm having troubles with my. So we'll go. Let's start with Jalen Carter.
All right. Well, that was an interesting one. So my personal belief is that Tracy McGrady is better than Jason Tatum. But when it came to this debate, I'm gonna definitely have to go with I'm definitely Tracy McGrady is 100% better than Jason Tatum. But in this debate, Chilltown just brought, I think, more to the table, bringing up the points, rebounds, and assists for the season. Big point. Tracy did never do that. Him playoff performances in the championship, leading him to a championship, doesn't matter. I'll give him that. I think Joe had a couple of things where he self-inflicted. The idea that Tracy McGrady reached his peak quicker. Tracy had to waste a couple years in Toronto, being the second and third guy, right? 3 years in Toronto. While Tatum, basically after that first season, second season, he was an all-star caliber type player, and everyone kind of knew, he was going to be that guy. So I think it took Tracy. His situation didn't allow him to, get to the heights as quick as Tatum. So I think that was kind of a self-inflicted wound there. So I think Chilltown got this one pretty handily. But now we're gonna go to Ori and Chris. Like Ori was cheerleading Chill the whole time. He was just so happy with every point.
You're way too obvious there, Ori.
Yeah, I was losing my mind. I'm so sorry.
I'm with you, Joe. I'm with Team Tracy, but Chilltown got in this one.
So here's the thing that and both did a great job. Don't get me wrong, but like I think the biggest problem that I had with Joe was when he mentioned like one of his biggest arguments was that Tatum had to wait a little while before coming that star, and then T-Mac became that star right away. That's not really relevant to your prompt. Your prompt is who is better at their peak. How old they were doesn't really matter. So if you focus more on T-Mac, I would say the 2003 was at his peak. If you focus more on that, on him being better than Tatum was in 2024-25, you would have been better served there. Who's better all time? You would have definitely included longevity there, and like who jumped right in right away. I get that. That's definitely a better argument for sure. But since Chilltown like broke down everything a little more and went deeper, especially with the playoff success, which I know you kind of dusted over, but however, that's extremely important. So again, both did a great job, but I will give it to Chilltown with these.
All right. I know this is the least. I should have started with you because this is the least the most anticlimactic, because I think we know who you're picking because you had your pom-poms out. Was that just for Jason? Was that for Chill, or was that for Jason Tatum because you're a Celtics guy?
that was for just some of the things that I was hearing. I couldn't help myself. I was overcome with emotion because somebody said Jason Tatum was a worse rebounder than Tracy McGrady, and a worse defender than Tracy McGrady. And I just, some of these things that were happening were just, I couldn't help myself. So I apologize for that. I normally not that animated, but at the end of the day, because Chilltown made the points that he did, I do think it went that way, because I do think there was some self-inflicted issues with some of the stats that were coming out. So I do lean Chill naturally.
All right. Jay, appreciate you, brother. Unfortunately, you're now 1-1 versus Chill. And your one win was Tom Brady versus Joe Montana. So I don't know that anyone could win that debate. Appreciate you. Next up is we go from Joe to Joe.
Nice.
Joe,
fellas, I didn't like that debate from him just then. I don't think if you can tell why, but I didn't like that debate from him just then. I want to find out.
We got Joe. So you guys are up to speed. Joe's topic is he's challenging both Chill and I. And his topic is so you'll have to do the timer since I'm involved in this one. That Jalen Brunson is not a top 5 point guard in the league right now.
No.
Right now.
Interesting.
Go ahead, Joe.
Right. I'm going to immediately start off with the 2, which we already know is undoubtedly Luka Doncic and SGA. They're clearly better than SGA, than Brunson. Going to go into that. That's already very obvious. Now the other 3 is where we're going to have a little bit of a chat. Kate Cunningham, he's first in the East. Although he doesn't shoot better this season, at least, and put up as many points, he's rebounding better and assisting better, with almost averaging 10 assists per game. Now in February, that's very consistent. And the one thing you want from a point guard most is how well he can is how well he can play make and shoot the ball, and also assist his other teammates and make them look even better, which is why the team works so well in Detroit, which is why now the 1 seed. Next one, Tyrese Maxey. He puts up more points, also rebounds better. I think he also defends better than Jalen Brunson. I think Jalen Brunson doesn't defend clearly better than Tyrese Maxey, and also Tyrese Maxey is everything better apart from shooting percentage, because they're both shooting on the same clip. If you want to know that, it's 47.1%. Last one. This is where I think I've lost. Jamal Murray. Although he doesn't put up as many points, which I expect as well, he still rebounds, assists, and shoots better. He's also a better defender, and also I understand he's got probably the top two guys in the league right now, Nikola Jokic. I still think, though, even individually, he's been great. He's defended great. I feel like with Jamal Murray as well, he usually goes down in season. I think if you look at his seasons year by year, and he goes kind of down. But I think this year has been a really good year for him, and he's also been part of the MVP rankings as well. Not, of course, in the higher rankings, but he's been placed 9, 8. He's been part of the conversation. Of course, not the biggest part of the conversation, maybe a tiny little part, but still at the same time, we can't deny he's been part of it, and he's still in it now. I think he's ranked 10th currently. But I think overall this season, those other guys have been superior to Jalen Brunson. I do still rate Jalen Brunson. I have him 6th, so he's still a great point guard. But for those other 5 guys, I think he just misses out. Just slightly, though.
Imagine being superior. Yeah. Imagine being inferior, Tone, to a guy when you're 27-6 on a team that's top 3 in your conference. Like you're inferior. Imagine being inferior when you out of the lineup, which he's missed 6 games this year, and of the 6 games that he's missed, I mean he's missed 5 games this year, and of the 5 games that he's missed, they've lost 4 of them. Imagine these other guys being superior to him when he's clearly their best one-on-one player. He's clearly their best offensive player. He's their best meat and potatoes player. When you're talking about being a top 5 lead guard in the NBA, that doesn't just happen over 1 year. That happens over a course of time. When I'm able to show that I can get it done in the meat and potatoes of the game, I can get it done during the regular season, which, by the way, the clutch player of the year in Jalen Brunson has done that. He's shown that he could get it done during the course of the year. He can get it done in the meat and potatoes of the game. He is one of the best isolation players in the game. He is one of the best pick and pop point guard in the game. He is one of the best clutch point guards in the game. He is one of the best downhill guards in the game, and he can pass. And in addition to his ability to pass, I can't bring up the fact that in terms of defense, but I can bring up he will give up his body and take charges. He's one of the top guards in the league in taking charges. So when I think about Jalen Brunson as one of the top league guards in the game, I don't think that these guys that you're talking about, like Tyrese Maxey and Jamal Murray, have done it long enough to be ahead of Jalen Brunson.
Even if I concede, which I don't, but even if I were to concede Doncic, SGA, Maxey, and Kate, even if I said have those 4, you're right, because you said it yourself. This is, I think, where I lose it. You're right. It's Jamal Murray, because Jamal Murray isn't even the number 1 option on his team, whereas Jalen Brunson is expected to carry not just the team, but the New York Knickerbockers in the mecca of basketball on his little shoulders, and he's doing it. He's doing it through clutch scoring, through passing, through his tenacity, his toughness, all the intangibles that you want to throw out, with the expectation that teams are going to game plan for him. He does not have the advantage of having the best player in the NBA at center. The best player in the NBA to set him up for those buckets.
Joe,
the best playmaker.
Tag me in, Joe. Tag me in, Joe. Tagging me in. Hold up. Time out. Rewind. My boy Joe here was kind of cooking, all right? So like you said, Luka, not a debate. SGA, not a debate. Maxey cooking this year. And K, phenomenal. Lead Detroit. The one thing y'all didn't realize this year, when Jokic was out, guess what Jamal Murray was doing? Jamal Murray was optimizing Peyton Watson. He was optimizing the guys on that team to do better. Jalen Brunson, he has Cat on his team, OG Anunoby, Mikal Bridges. In the fourth quarter, he's ball hogging a lot of the time. Mikal Bridges, OG Anunoby, Cat. He's not optimizing Cat in a lot of
OG Anunoby.
It doesn't matter, baby, because guess what? Jalen Brunson is not optimizing those boys. Jamal Murray is optimizing his team whenever Jokic is not on the court. There's games where he gets you 12 assists. There's games where he get you 40-plus points. And we're talking about clutch. You mentioned
Well,
yes,
Jalen,
Jalen
here's
Brunson got clutch of the year, but
the
Jamal
difference
Murray
with
clutch
that.
in the playoffs we've seen. What have Jalen Brunson done in the playoffs?
Your minute is up.
But the difference with
more.
that, the difference with that is I don't have to worry about optimizing those guys because Joker being out of the lineup is the Joker issue. I'm playing. I'm available. I'm on the floor. So with me being on the floor, we win way more than we lose. I don't have to worry about Jamal. That's a Jamal Murray problem. When I'm on the floor, we win more times than we lose. And they optimize me as much as I optimize them. When you're talking about the Denver Nuggets being able to get buckets without Joker being on the floor, let's not act like with Joker on the floor, this is the same Denver Nuggets team as last year. They filled a bunch of those gaps. They've gotten much better in their rotation. They've got much better at their backup center spot. We don't have DeAndre Jordan coming off the bench like we did last year. We don't have DeAndre Jordan coming off the bench like we did last year. We got other guys coming off the bench that are really good in terms of sharpshooters, like Tim Hardaway. So now with the New York Knicks, who do I have coming off the bench? I optimize all of those guys. I got Tyler Kolek playing behind me. In addition to having Tyler Kolek playing behind me, we don't lose much, but when I get back in the game, we're still rolling. When I got Anunoby on the floor, when I got Mikal Bridges on the floor, I'm maximizing him. And if we're going to talk about maximizing somebody, how much more can I maximize Cat? How much more? Actually, Joker turns you up more than you turn Joker.
Yeah, guess what? Jalen Brunson can't do for Spencer Jones what Jamal Murray did. Jalen Brunson can't do for Jalen Pickett what Jamal Murray did. Jamal Murray is able to elevate these guys who really aren't, who are fine role players, but these guys are dropping 20, 25 a night when Jokic was out. He's putting them in positions to succeed. He understands which spots on the court they need to be for them to score, and he figures it out. Jalen Brunson, a lot of the time, even a guy like Miles McBride, when he comes in off the bench, gets hot, Jalen Brunson, as soon as he comes in, he takes away the ball from his teammates. Jamal Murray understands that he doesn't need to shoot the ball every time. The problem with Jalen Brunson is he feels that he needs to take 20, 25 plus shots every single night. There are times when you have the talent around him, like a Cat, like a Mikal, like an OG, where if you take 12, 15 shots a night, let those other guys cook, you're still winning and dominating. I think that's the difference. Jamal Murray understands that you just don't need to score the ball. You can create, play make, and score the ball, and you realize when to do when, while Brunson is strictly, let me get you 40 a night. Let me take 10 shots.
Listen, what's the most important stat? It's wins.
No doubt.
And when Jokic doesn't play, the Nuggets are 10-6. That's nice. It's nice. 10-6 is nice. When Jamal Murray doesn't play, they're 4-1. When Jalen Brunson doesn't play, the Knicks are 1-4. So who affects winning more for their team? No one more than Jalen Brunson.
Who they playing? We gotta look at the teams. And who else was out? You know, OG be missing games, Cat be missing games.
At the end of the day, wins matter. Oh, sorry, is that we got to? All right, sorry. Thank you, Chris, for keeping us honest.
Oh, good. So,
just for the record, Jalen no longer gets a vote.
Right.
Yeah.
Robbed out here.
I was wondering how that was going to work.
Yeah. So, okay. So here's the thing. And Joe,
yes. Now I get a vote.
No, it's not
no. Okay. So Joe, props to you for coming up here and challenging both Fluent and Chill on such a flawed argument. But that being said, I had two big problems with your debate. So I agree with you. Obviously, the two no discussions, Cade and Maxey are debatable. I guess the number one problem that I had is you would have had a much better argument if you said Steph Curry instead of Jamal Murray. Because Steph Curry, Steph Curry, even though he's not as good as he used to be, he's still absolutely a top 5 point guard, and I personally think he's better than Jalen Brunson personally.
I thought that's who's going to go.
So, and the other argument, this kind of, and I rolled my eyes here. Tyrese Maxey is a horrible defender. He's better. He's maybe slightly better than Brunson, but it's not so much to the extent to where
they're both negatives.
Yeah, they are both negatives, but I also think that Brunson is. I do think that Brunson, other than Trae Young, is probably one of the worst in the league. So, if you want to use that as your arguments. But that being said, arguments aside, I do think that Jalen Brunson is one of the better playoff risers in the league. So, going to give this one to the edge of Fluent and Chill.
Yeah, this
Come on,
was.
Please.
I'm going to tell you right now what you should have done. As a stats guy myself, what you should have done is you should have gone to the stats. I don't know if you can see this. But Jamal Murray right now is leading in every statistical category except for points per game. If you had gone to those numbers, that probably would have helped you significantly, because Jamal Murray is actually having a career year this season.
Yeah,
and is probably at his peak this season. This is the best we've ever seen out of Jamal Murray. And if you had just shown some of the numbers that he's putting up this year, I think you might have had a better chance, because comparatively, it's actually not even close. He's dominating. He is dominating, and you can't see it particularly well.
We don't play math. We don't play basketball over here.
Yes,
situation.
We got a nerd sesh going on. Here it goes. You guys are done. We're geeking out.
Can't wait to watch the game later, guys.
My question is when did Jamal Murray? When did Jamal Murray get in these conversations? Like, in order to be a top 5 league guard in the game, you have to at least be close.
Well, he's been ranked 9th and he's been ranked 8th so far in the MVP rankings week by week.
This season,
by the NBA.
Okay,
this season.
Okay, this season. So this sounds really, to be honest with you, this sounds more fanish than its actual like research. Because like last year, like last.
Let me see that hat.
Like last year,
gotta represent it.
You're a Celtics guy too, Jesus.
Yeah,
last year, the year before last. I mean, Jamal Murray is on the. Jalen Brunson has been in the Jalen Brunson has been a top 5 league guard for at least the last 3 years. At least I think that's where we are with Jalen Brunson. Like Tyrese Maxey, when did Tyrese Maxey enter the top 5 league guard conversation?
You know what it is?
This year.
It's a team situation, right? With Joel Embiid hurt, Paul George taking a backseat, and all those guys. Maxey had to elevate his game, and we see what he can do. When Jokic was out an extended period of time, Jamal Murray is elevated. We can see what he can do. I think with Brunson, we've seen what he can do when he needs to be the number one. I think it's actually really like if there was a year,
consistently done that. By the way,
that's
over the years he's done that.
Yeah, he hasn't done it over the years. But I think if we had a year where Jokic was out, like God forbid, it doesn't happen. But I'm saying
I'm talking about Brunson over the years. He's
100%. Yeah, he has a couple years now where he's the number one guy without a doubt, right? But I just think there's again, a guy like Jamal Murray. He's just one of those guys where you see where if he was that number one guy. Like he's giving you Jalen Brunson-esque numbers for sure, and like Roy said, even better. And I think he leads the team even a little better. Again, like if he gets a year where, like a Jalen Brunson, if he gets a year where Jalen Brunson gets to showcase how he's kind of elevated this year a little bit too, just like how we've seen, it's possible, but now he's showing it. Well, Murray's kind of the same deal.
Let me. Okay, Ori, I just want to be clear. You did pick us, yeah?
Yes.
Okay. No. So let me ask this. So we win. That's awesome. But let me ask you a question. This Jalen and Joe, do you feel that if the New York Knicks, instead of trading for signing Jalen Brunson away from Dallas, if they had signed, if this was even an option, if they had signed Jamal Murray, could he lead this Knicks team to the same places that Jalen Brunson did? I say no. Do you feel, and why do you feel?
I'd say yeah.
Why?
I think he could. I think also as well. But the thing is with Jamal Murray is, for me, I think what he does, what Jalen Brunson does, I think he does it, and I think he does it better. The reason being is because I think that Jamal Murray also, a lot of the time, especially, Chill is looking at me like he wants to kill me right now. I'm gonna try. It looks like he wants to kill me.
Don't let him intimidate you. Don't let him intimidate you.
I'm just listening. I'm listening to him.
I'd say though that Jamal Murray, I think he does it better purely because I think as well because when you talk about Jamal Murray, a lot of it is about Nikola Jokic, and I can't as part of me argument, I can't sit up here and say it's all Jamal Murray because of course a lot of it is Nikola Jokic. I'm not going to defend that, but also the team that Jalen Brunson has around him now. He's got Anthony Towns, he's got Josh Hart, he's got OG Anunoby, he's got Mikal Bridges. These are all great players. I don't think people understand that. These are all great players. I think Jamal Murray, for himself and also his teammates, I think he makes himself better and his teammates better, because now also a lot of times what people don't realize is Jamal Murray gets overshadowed a lot of the time by Nikola Jokic. So now if you're in a New York team where a lot of it's more on you, I think Jamal Murray in certain situations, unlike Jalen Brunson, he can bring this team out to so many other. I think he gets them out of.
But Joe, that's the difference.
That couldn't.
But the difference is that with Jalen Brunson, it has been all on him. Like that's the difference. And would it be?
But when Cat came in, though, it wasn't. When Cat came in, though, it was all on Cat.
No, it was not. No, it was not. In fact, when they. So, are you saying the Cat was better than Jalen Brunson? Is that what you're saying?
No, what I'm saying is that it was all.
That's exactly what you're saying. Let me tell you why you're saying that. Because they traded Julius Randle because Jalen Brunson is the man. They traded Cat. They traded for Cat, number one, because they'd rather pay Cat than pay Julius Randle. who wasn't the man on the crew anymore. It was Jalen Brunson. That's number one. Number two, with Jalen Brunson now being the man, they expected him to carry. Jamal Murray has never been in that position. And the reason why he's never been in that position, because he's playing with the best player in the NBA. I'm the best player on the crew that I'm on. And I've been the best player of the crew that I'm on. You can't ever say that.
Hey, but hey, I'll say this, though. That Pacers-Knicks series, you put Jamal Murray on the Knicks, they beat the Pacers. Jamal Murray's not losing to the Pacers.
I don't know about that. Joe, there's too many. Joe, sorry.
Rick Carlisle coached circles around Tibbs that series.
There's far too many. There's far too many Celtic fans in here, and our time is almost up.
Yes, it
Joe,
is.
I appreciate you for coming up, brother.
Thank you for letting me up,
Appreciate it.
Get the Celtics fan quota.
Yeah, get Jalen out of here too.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh, that like that. Sometimes you do too much cooking. They got to kick you out, man. What are you gonna do?
All right, no. All right, so here's the thing. We do have 5 minutes left.
Yep.
So you have the option, because we didn't get to Chris and Jalen's topics. So you can either choose. You guys are the judges. You guys decide. You can either say speed round, where I'm going to give the topic and we each get like 30 seconds to give our best points. Or if there's something that's super important in the NBA right now that we need to discuss, we can just have an open discussion.
Speed round.
Let's hear
Speed
it.
round. All right.
Round.
Go ahead, Chris. And you can, again, it doesn't have to be Fluent versus Chill. You can again, still, you can always do whatever you want. But go ahead.
Oh, it's our topic. Okay, so let's think. So okay, so
well, yeah, we don't have any. We don't come with any topics.
Oh, I know, but like, okay, so Ori did MVP, but I actually wanted to do Defensive Player of the Year. So, yeah, I guess we can each pick one of ours. So, personally, I'm going to go with the guy who's going. Like, he's not going to win, but because of voter fatigue. But I would go with the guy who would win his 5th Defensive Player of the Year. That's Rudy Gobert. Yeah, people get tired of him. But that being said, he's been.
You think it's voter fatigue, Chris? Tony and I go back and forth with this all the time. I've never bought into the voter fatigue logic. No, I've never bought into that. And the reason why I've never bought into that is because when I think about voter fatigue, like, people aren't voting for you. Like, when these dudes come in second and third, like, people are still voting for them, and they're still getting high praise. So if Rudy Gobert.
Yeah. So they're getting high praise, but however, like, they're not giving them the high and mighty praise like they would if they were number one. Like, like, I'm not saying that LeBron should have more than 4 MVPs, but like there are definitely arguments for certain years, like 2011, like 2000, whatever. I guess 2017 would have been the best year.
18.
We might as well debate this. We might as well debate this. Keep going.
Yeah.
Well, you know what it is, though, too? I think voters are very conscious of historical context. You start giving guys 5 or 6 MVPs, who are their names next to you.
That's why Joker didn't win the league MVP 3 straight years.
Exactly.
That's why he didn't win it 3
put in
straight
that
years.
realm, right? And
So that's voter fatigue.
You know why? It's
voter fatigue,
Rudy. You give Rudy 5 or 6 defensive years.
Now, wait a minute, though, Jalen. There's a difference between voter fatigue and being biased. Because to your point, Chris, if I vote, even though Joker is the league MVP, if I vote for Joker to win his 3rd straight league MVP, you do understand that now we got to start having different conversations about him that people aren't prepared to have, like about him and Bird, about him and Magic, and people aren't prepared to have those conversations. So that doesn't mean that I'm tired of voting for him. I'm just not prepared to have that conversation. So it makes more sense that a guy in Joel Embiid, who I thought had a great season, I mean, he led the league in scoring, I think, for like the 3rd straight year, was having a great season. I think it makes more sense to vote for him off the strength that I'm not ready to go there yet with Joker, which would explain why he won it the next year. So it's not like they stopped voting for him altogether. He won it again, unlike James Jalen, who didn't win a league MVP for 10 more years after that.
Hey, you don't gotta tell me they didn't want that name next to Jordan Jabbar. They didn't want to give him those 5, 6, 7. They didn't want that. But hey, what are you gonna do? I don't think in our lifetime we'll see a guy win 6 MVPs. I think that Kareem record's there for a while for a reason. That's just kind of a bar. They don't want a guy passing up Jordan with 5. Like, imagine, even a Wemby, like, I don't think they want to give Wemby more MVPs than Jordan has. It's just not something I think a lot of the voters want.
I'll tell you right now, because there's only 30 seconds left and the stream is ending. They are going to give it to one person and one person only, because above everything else, above stats, advanced stats, who's actually the best defender, the number one thing the league is about is money. And who is their new face of the league? Victor Wembanyama. And since they're not giving him the MVP this year, he's your Defensive Player of the Year.
through.
Assuming he
There we
plays.
go.
I thought Anthony
Oh,
Edwards is getting a little push now too, though.
This
gonna happen.
Chet, listen, Chet actually, I think Chet actually has better defensive number. Like typically, the way they pick defensive depoys is they look at your rebounds, blocks, defensive win share, your plus minus,
And team defensive rating.
and then and where your team ranks in overall defensive rating and where you are as an individual defensive rating. I believe Chet leads Wemby in almost all of those stats. So if it were to be traditional, it would go to Chet. I think the Wemby narrative wins out.
I had actually.
This
I know,
was
I know we got to move on.
Jay's got the last word, and Jay's got the last word, and then we're out.
I actually had Rudy really quickly, Ori, because I mean they're a 106 when Rudy's on the floor. They fall up to a 120 when he's off the floor. That's garbage, trash, awful, terrible.
Whoa.
I think Scotty Barnes is in that conversation too. So
This was the worst speed round ever.
That didn't go. Chris totally derailed it.
It's all good. We're not debating.
Totally derailed it. Next week, we're coming at you again. Expect something new, something fresh, something exciting, because heck, that's what we do. Fluent versus chill versus everyone. Jalen, this goodbye.
Thanks for watching Fluent versus Chill versus everyone. Special thanks to Sports Fluent, Chilltown Hoops, Hoop Social, All American Hoops, and Jalen Carter Music.
Hey, he's